Hi, my name is Tara Bradbury and welcome to the webinar, The Clock is Ticking. Today what we're going to be covering is different areas of property management and also, getting down into the little bits of business development, the principal's role, leasing, reception. Everyone can play a part when it comes down to time management and focusing on making sure that we have an ideal week and have our activities in line with what we're wanting to achieve and the outcomes that we want to have overall for the property management department. I think what's really important to understand that when it comes to time management, it's something that needs to be looked at and assessed on a regular basis. And without that, you'll find yourself getting lost and getting confused throughout the week, having different situations that arise that are out of your control, and they can have a big effect in your week, and different activities and stuff that you wanted to achieve, you're unable to get done. So how much time do you allow yourself to prepare for your week? Personally, myself, I like to prepare for my week on a Sunday. I spend some time within my own time to get myself ready for the week because I like to get up Monday morning and go straight into the activities that are really important to me right from the get-go. I work with other clients that actually do theirs on a Friday. So prior to leaving for the day, they like to be able to, on a Friday, finish up and know their week ahead, know what they're going to be able to achieve. Obviously, the other alternative is to do it first up Monday morning. Regardless of your role, whether it be property manager, BDM, reception, business owner, leasing consultant, or even manager, it is really important that you do have a set structure and plan in place of what you're hoping to achieve. Without a plan, you obviously run the risk of, running against the time, running against the clock consistently, not being proactive and being more reactive in the way that you run and operate your day. And what then happens in turn is when it comes to Friday, you start to feel really run down, really tired, and really disappointed with what you've actually been able to perform throughout the week. So what I'd like to do in this part, and usually obviously we have more of an interactive session going on with these, but this one's a pre-recording one for this one, is talking about some of the income-producing activities that are in your current day. So take the time to read through this question and write it down. Some of you I know are in full-time property management roles, but you're also securing some new business as well, and others of you are probably full-time business development. So there's different little factors that I'll share with you today that can make a big difference to the number of qualified leads that come into the agency. Obviously, for the BDM, some key activities is working directly one-on-one with the sales department, but also looking at working indirectly with professional services and different local business contacts to really increase what I call the silent prospecting in the background. Having other people know about what you do and having a strong understanding of it allows them to be able to recommend you when they connect with someone who's in trouble, who's in need of assistance. And what we want is for them to think of us and our agency first. So if we have a friend, family member, local business owner that we catch up with, maybe the coffee shop, maybe our hairdresser that we catch up with, that they bump into one of their clients and friends and mention that they've got a concern, my tenant's currently been in arrears for the last 4 weeks. Not sure what the best process is from here. We want them to say, can you please contact Tara from YB Prestige Properties? She's the expert in this area. I've heard some really good things about what she's been doing. I know she offers a free property health check. So taking the time to educate these people. Obviously, in property management as well, you can participate in continually increasing the qualified leads that come into the business and working on the lead retention side if somebody else has already assigned that duty. So taking the time to talk to your current landlords and current tenants, finding out if they have investment properties that you as an agency don't currently manage. Having your to-do list helps with this. So you might come in on a Monday and think, I've got all these great things that I want to do, but if you don't actually take the time to have a list written down, there's a very good chance that the activities that are on the back of your mind won't actually happen. So to give you a little bit of a basic example of things to consider, this is obviously quite business development focused in structure, but something to think about for your own ideal week with our aspects that fit around the entire department. Checking emails for me, I feel, is one area that can definitely be monitored throughout every team member. Having the 5-minute send and receive set up where the staff member can have emails just flicking up throughout the day is a really big distraction, and I'm a firm believer that by having that, you get yourself distracted, you see the email, you just kind of decide, okay, I'll take 5 minutes and I'll just quickly answer this. And then in no time, you've wasted so much quality time, you've distracted yourself from the project that you're working on, and you don't actually achieve the outcome or the overall result that you were hoping for. Having a team meeting once a week is really important. So making sure that you do catch up as a group and discuss what is coming up for the week, and there's potentially times that you might be able to help each other out. If you know someone is going to a particular location to a routine inspection and you might need to drop off some just listed or just leased cards, or some information off at a neighbouring property, or putting a police sign up or property lease sign to say that property's been taken. Talk about that amongst your team members and help each other out. BDMs will obviously be getting involved in the sales team meetings as well, which is really important, encouraging them to pass it on the investor lead. Personally, I like to get every possible contact that came through the open home. Obviously, each office is individually different, but I think that by actively being with your sales team once a week, it keeps them on the back of their mind to think of you as much as possible and to create more opportunities. Listing presentations, it's really good to have some time allocated for your listing presentation so you can take more control of the phone conversation. So when the prospective investor says to you, I'd really be interested in having you come out and have a look at the property, you can then turn around and say, would 3 p.m. on Wednesday suit you? And have a pre-time that you're ready to put at them. That way they can kind of say, no, it won't, but these are some other times that I'm available, rather than playing the game of going backwards and forwards and letting them have the opportunity to choose first. It puts you in a better position, and I feel it gives you a stronger negotiation power as well. Some education time for 30 minutes. Maximise Harcourt's H1. There's so much information available there for you guys in the library, and obviously those of you that are watching this webinar today have maximised that opportunity and are making the most of what is available to you. But really do embrace the H1 program that you have available. There's not just webinars, but also standard letters and different things to make your life so much easier. Take the time to read different magazine articles of some of the best that are operating around the country, and also look at going on just online and doing searches on different negotiation skills, 5 great ways to connect at a networking event. Typing in those different categories, you'll find there's some great blogs and even YouTube videos that can help you. And just by spending that half an hour a week, whether it be on something to improve your skills or spending some time updating yourself on legislation, it's actually going to make you a better agent within your area and allow you to stand out more in the marketplace. Again, obviously the emails comes up. So you're checking your emails in the morning, just after or before lunch, and then also in the afternoon. You might decide to have listing presentation blocks and appraisal blocks in morning and afternoon to have those alternatives available. Spending some time doing some networking and relationship building with not just the key networks that you meet at events, but also professional services that you connect with on a social level. Our Power Phone Prospecting Time, another great tool that Tom Panos has shared with so many of us, and I'm a big believer in having that block-out time. This is a time where you don't get interrupted, and obviously keeping in mind we do only have 24 hours in the day, so the more time that you keep knocking back your prospecting, the less opportunity that you have of qualified leads coming into business. Now, a lot of BDMs that I work with are doing anywhere between 100 to 125 prospecting calls a week. So it's really something to consider to have your block out time every day and make sure you start pumping out those calls. And then tenant viewings as well. I know some of your property managers that are also doing the leasing side, and also BDMs that are also doing the leasing side. So again, as you will with the listing presentation, take control and make sure that the prospective tenant you provide them with the times that you have available, and then obviously they can try to work around that. So what we've obviously covered in the very beginning of this webinar is the key thing first is to create your ideal day and ideal week. Huge priority if you're wanting to set yourself up for a proactive week. If you don't, you're actually going to start your week reactively, and you'll find that when the issues do come up, they're very difficult and challenging to take on board because you haven't pre-planned your week ahead to be prepared for incidents like that can come up. Having prioritised tasks and knowing and understanding that you're not just going to be able to empty the tray every day. In the role of the property manager industry, that just doesn't happen. There's always little ongoing tasks that can happen, like your bond refunds, for example. They're an ongoing activity. Maintenance doesn't just happen in one day. You wait for invoices and stuff to come in. So there's always going to be different activities that we have to achieve. We just need to know, yes, this is a priority, and no, this isn't a priority, and have that difference between both of them. Implementing the blockout sessions, obviously, and allowing yourself that time where you do not have any interruptions, no email interruptions, and also no phone call interruptions as well. Minimising the distractions comes in with that. So with the phone calls and emails, but also with your other team members. I love the idea of team events, teams along in different things, but it's really important that you do make sure that with the distraction side of it and the staff that are within your office, they're not taking you away from the work that you are doing. So not having that little on-the-side chit-chat happening. Complete each task and activity effectively and properly. So the activities that will take some time to be completed, that's okay. Make sure you have your tasks set in Outlook so that you can follow up and recomplete the task again. And any of those activities that while they might be ongoing, or they're ones that do take a couple of days, or they're even the ones that are the eat your toe situation, don't really want to do it, but you know you have to, set your time in, get it done, move on and go on to the next activity. Effective time management starts with a clear vision and goals. So if you do not have a clear vision on what you're wanting to achieve and have goals in place, it's very difficult to be able to get the outcome that you deserve. So this is what I challenge you to do. At the end of this webinar and straight away, I want you to go back into your workstations and write down your plan for the rest of the day. Whether you've watched this webinar at the start of the morning or late in the afternoon, leave from here and go straight into writing down what you aim to achieve. I challenge you to start today by implementing these techniques, respect your own time and come to work each day knowing that you not only have the best career, but you also have the opportunity to live your chosen lifestyle. You are the only person who can take control of your day and the way that you manage your time. And I'm a firm believer that it's 100% true. You need to take responsibility for your actions and how and when you spend your time when you are in the workplace. I don't believe there is still the need to have to work extensive hours. I think that with property management and business development now, we can in some ways choose our hours and have flexible hours, but I think that the technology and the different opportunities that we do have in place can allow us to get through our workloads a lot faster if we're more proactive about our approach. I'd like to thank you all for attending the webinar and really appreciate, obviously, you taking the time to listen. I do hope that some of the information I have shared with you today will make a difference to the way that you view your role within the property management department. And should you have any further questions after the webinar, please don't hesitate to contact me, Tara Bradbury, and I'll be happy to assist. Thanks, guys.